Guys, my name is TD. I'm here today to show you how to make images pop in Photoshop, as well as this is how I edited my self-portrait number 2 of a 52-week project a friend of mine and I are doing. What I'm going to use today is I'm going to use this awesome program that I've been using forever. It's called Nix. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. A great photographer by the name of Adam Elmakias turned me on to this stuff. Definitely look up his stuff. Definitely is really good. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. I've already edited out a couple of missed things. Like my hair was a little messed up, as well as like there's a little bit of hair showing. But this is how I make my images pop slash how I edited it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out with hitting Command J or Control J on a PC. What I'm going to do is I'm going to instantly convert this to a smart object. If you turn it into a smart object, what happens is you can actually go back and edit the photo that you've already done when you use Nix. So I'll let it convert to a smart object, and it looks like it has. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this thing called Color Efex Pro 4. I apologize if I don't remember exactly how I edited it. It's been a little while since I've edited this photo. I just now have the time to sit down and actually do it recording wise. Let's let this thing open a Color Efex Pro 4. Alright, so instantly this is the last thing I used. So I'm going to start with one thing that I always do first. It's called Colorize. With my photography, I like using gels a lot, and as you can tell, let me turn this off. Some of the gel does not hit some of the hay or the background, so I have to add it in later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Colorize, actually click off of it, sorry about that. Click this eyedropper, I'm going to go into the hay, I'm just going to click an orange. It looks like a decent orange, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on. What I normally do is I go through each individually one and figure out which one would be the best. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I use 3 because 6 doesn't look like it's doing it. So I'm going to use 3. The only good thing about Nix is they have these awesome masks that you can use. So what I'll do is this. I will click on just one part of the hay with adding plus to turn on the control points. I usually turn it on so the white's what is affecting it, black is what it's not affecting. What I normally do is I just drag these all around. It's a smart mask, so it's going to take most of the information from it. So I'm going to go ahead and mask this out. Even though there's orange already over here, I do like adding it to where it's a more defined orange. To believe, let's do that. All right, I'm going to turn it off. And good, that's looking pretty good. Let me just go ahead and add a couple more points in. Awesome. So as you can tell, it just made it pop just a little bit. I can tell in my face as well as in my pants a little bit, it's a little too strong. So what I'm going to do is this, I'm going to minus it with that on. And I'm going to click this on. I will resize it. Going to move this around my pants. Come on. Sorry, my computer's acting really slow. Put it on my shirt. As well as on my face. I don't like really anything being on my face, but I'll keep everything else. So let's go and turn everything off. Good. So let's go and compare it. Awesome. It made just a little bit more orange, but look, it made a little bit too orange in the tree. So what I'm going to do is I am going to minus it where it's only affecting the field and not the trees. I'm going to resize it though to make sure it doesn't affect too much of the field. Let's do another minus point over here. Awesome. I do believe that is all I did was just extend the orange. So what I am going to do is this. I'm going to go down and add a new filter. Put that down. All right. Now I'm going to do this thing called bleach bypass. It's one of my favorite things to do. Awesome. Already looks sick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep everything default only because I loved what it did to the sky. So again, we're going to add control points. So where it's only going to affect the sky, and this is where I went in, and it took a couple of minutes because I had to make sure it didn't hit my face. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on so where I can only is on the white. So I don't want it to affect me at all because it's a little sharpened thing. It gives it the HDR kind of look, and I don't really like that look at all. Come on, there we go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some minus points, especially on my face, if it does. There we go. I only wanted to do the sky, so I'm going to do some minus points on some other spots as well. A little bit in the field didn't bother me too much, so let's go ahead and click off and see what it's doing. Awesome, that already made it pop a little bit. You see, this is a before, after. Just made that sky pop. Didn't do a sky drop at all. This is what the original sky was. The sun was directly in front of me, not behind me. So let's go ahead and do another one. I like using bleach bypass on the whole thing. What I'll do is I'll change it around. I'm going to move the saturation up to 0. What I like doing is I like making everything 0 and then going up from that. This local contrast is what makes it sharp. So as you can tell, it just made it pop even more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add another filter. Dynamic skin softener. I like using this a lot because it does soften skin really nicely. Just go ahead and grab an eyedropper, and I am going to click on my skin. And it's going to take forever like it always does. Alright, what I'll do is this. I usually change up this small detail to where it's like just barely visible. I'm going to add another filter. What I also like using is this bi-color user define. Whenever I shoot stuff, it's usually neutral. There's no warmth, there's no coolness to it, unless that's what I'm doing. The default is where it's warm on one side and cold on the other. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to vertically shift it to where it's only warmth. What I'll do is this. Usually turn the blend about to 80. I'm going to turn the opacity back down to about, I think I used about 6%. I'm going to click on and off. As you can tell, do you see how much warmer it looks? What I am going to do is I'm going to add another filter. Is that all I did? I believe that might have been all I did to the photo. Let me just use what I have in favorites. Oh, dark and light in the center. This will give you your vignette. Grab this to place center. I usually place it on me. What I'll do is I'll turn the border down just a wee bit to where I pop just a little bit more. Awesome. As you can tell, the orange is a little bit bright over here. I'll fix that later. So let's go and look at before and the after. Compare once. This is the before. This is the after. See, I already made it pop even more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm hit OK. And wait for it to load. So I don't know any jokes. All right. Sorry, my computer is really slow today. Let's try hitting OK again. There we go. Yeah, I need to upgrade my computer. It is a little bit old. Come on, save the image. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to lighten and darken it. Instead of dodging and burning. So when everything loads, awesome. Let's go. Just made it pop so much better. Let's do this. Vervisa 2, whatever it's called, is where I use to lighten and darken. Oh yeah, that's right. Minus. It's gonna bring up that image. Alright, let's make this bigger. Alright, let's go and do this. I'm going to add a control point. I'm going to do this. As you can tell, it's a little bit more orange, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the saturation down to where it'll match it just a wee bit better. And that worked just as much. I am going to turn the brightness down. The orange is still a little strong. Alright, that seems to be working out fine. There's a little bit orange, so what I'm going to do is this in my face. Turn the saturation down just a wee bit. Especially these clouds over here, I do want to make sure those pop just a wee bit. It's a little bit too light. Bring the brightness down. Actually, it wasn't too bad where it was. To believe that is all I did in this program. This is where you can make people's faces brighter, people's faces where it would match just a little bit better, like with the light and such. I'll explain in my next video. Hit OK. So that just about did it, how I edited this photo. I did do a little bit more to it. Let's go and minus it. So that's pretty much all I did. Let's go and look at the before and after. It just made it pop so much better. And let me go and go back into Lightroom. This is my final version of it when it loads. So as you can tell, it looks just about the same. When I saved it, I did add a little bit more contrast to it. Negative 14, 13, to where that wouldn't have bothered me so much. But that's it for now. If you need questions, comments, please feel free to email me. I'll leave my email below. So that's it.